Did you know there's a country where it's not 2025, it's 2018? Right now, as you're watching this, 120 million people are living 7 years behind the rest of the world. No, this isn't science fiction. It's Ethiopia, a place that broke away from the world's calendar and might be the only nation that actually got time right. Would you move somewhere if it made you officially younger overnight? Welcome to Wonderscape, where we explore the strange corners of our planet, where reality bends, logic trembles, and the truth is always more fascinating than fiction. Today, we travel to the only country where time itself runs differently. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why Ethiopia's calendar is 7 years behind the rest of the world, how their 13-month system might be more accurate than ours, and what this ancient concept of time reveals about how the modern world might actually be wrong. But before we judge them for being late, ask yourself, what if we're the ones living in the past? 1. The moment time split. Imagine waking up tomorrow, checking your phone, and realizing it's not 2025, it's 2018. Your birthday, your bills, even your memories are suddenly 7 years younger. That's everyday life in Ethiopia. Their time doesn't just tick differently, it flows differently. And it all started with a single decision that rewrote history. Most of the world follows the Gregorian calendar, created by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582 to fix a small but accumulating error in the Julian calendar. Ethiopia didn't. Instead, they kept their ancient Ge'ez calendar, a system tied to early Christian tradition and ancient astronomy. The result is astonishing. While your calendar says it's 2025, theirs proudly reads 2018. 7 years apart, living in parallel timelines on the same Earth. And here's the twist. Some historians think the Ethiopian system might actually track time more accurately than ours. 2. The 13-month mystery. You've heard of 12 months, right? Ethiopia has 13. Their extra month, Pagume, contains 5 or 6 bonus days depending on the leap year. To Ethiopians, that's not chaos, that's harmony. It keeps their year neatly aligned with the solar cycle, so their holidays stay consistent. Meanwhile, the rest of us drift by roughly 1 full day every 3,000 years. It sounds small, but in cosmic time, that's enough to throw history off balance. So who's really late? If you could gain 7 years of life just by changing countries, would you do it? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to see how many of you would reset your clock. If this is blowing your mind, hit pause and share it because someone you know needs to hear this. Ethiopia's calendar isn't just different, it might be better. And we're just getting started. 3. When time zones collide. Now imagine you're flying from New York to Addis Ababa. When you land, your phone might say 7 o'clock, but your driver insists it's 1. Who's wrong? Neither. Because in Ethiopia, the day doesn't start at midnight. It starts at sunrise. Their clock resets when the sun rises, not when the night begins. That means when it's 7 a.m. to you, it's literally 1 o'clock to them. Logical, right? Except when airlines, embassies, and global businesses try to coordinate. Meetings missed, flights delayed, contracts voided. All because 2 worlds measure the same second differently. In a globalized economy, time is money. But in Ethiopia, time is meaning. And maybe meaning matters more. 4. The Festival of New Time. Every September, while the rest of the world slides into fall, Ethiopia celebrates Enkutatash, their new year. The streets glow with yellow mescal flowers. Priests in white robes sing hymns older than most languages. Children go door to door, reciting songs that mark the Earth's perfect return around the sun. It's not just a calendar reset, it's a spiritual rebirth. A reminder that time isn't just something we count. It's something we live inside of. And here's where things get stranger. Some astrophysicists quietly admit the Ethiopian calendar's solar tracking may actually be more stable than the Gregorian one we all use. Which means our version of modern time might not be the most advanced. It might just be the most accepted. If this already blew your mind, wait until you see how Ethiopia's sense of time affects their entire identity. Hit like if you're still watching, because what comes next bends reality even more. 5. The political power of time. Time in Ethiopia isn't just a schedule, it's sovereignty. When European powers colonized Africa, they imposed their clocks and calendars to control trade and territory. But Ethiopia resisted colonization, and with it, resisted the Western clock. Their time system became a quiet form of rebellion. We measure our world our way. Even today, that independence echoes through their culture, faith, and economics. Some banks in Addis still print both calendars, Ethiopian and Gregorian, side by side, as if to say, "We'll speak your time, but we'll live ours." That's not just cultural pride, that's temporal freedom. 6. The philosophical twist. Here's the thought experiment. If a system measures time differently, but equally precisely, who's right? Is time an absolute truth, or just a human invention? Scientists have long known time isn't constant. Einstein proved it bends, slows, and stretches depending on speed and gravity. So maybe Ethiopia's calendar isn't behind. Maybe they're simply choosing a timeline that fits their worldview better than ours fits ours. And if that's true, then maybe every country is living in its own version of the present. 7. The future behind us. When you stand in the streets of Addis Ababa surrounded by ancient chants and cell phones lighting the night, you feel it. Two worlds coexisting. Digital time and divine time. Minutes racing ahead, centuries standing still. Maybe Ethiopia isn't stuck in the past at all. Maybe it's guarding a part of the future we've already forgotten. Because when you slow time down long enough to live inside it, you start to realize what we've been missing. So, if you could rewrite your timeline, would you? Would you trade your calendar, your clock, maybe even your age, for a life measured not by deadlines but by meaning? Maybe the question isn't whether Ethiopia is 7 years behind. Maybe the rest of us are just 7 years ahead of ourselves. If this journey through time made you see the world differently, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Wonderscape. Because next week, we're visiting a city where 2 time zones run side by side, and no one can agree what hour it really is. Until then, remember, time isn't real until we agree what it means.